few seconds you can start. Inshallah. Welcome all. Yes, you can start, Miss Wala.
Okay, so welcome all. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. It is said, if you don't love what you do, you won't do it with much conviction or passion. And if you develop the passion to learn, you will never cease to grow. Welcome, dear attendees, to our 35th webinar, hosted by the Chief Editor of English Teachers Association, Mrs. Shawqia Hawawre. And I will be your moderator for this session, Wala I'aqbe. I will start introducing Mrs. Shawqia Hawawre, then I will start introducing our guest speaker. Mrs. Shawqia Hawawre is one of the remarkable women in Palestine. She has MA in English. She won the second place in the President's Creativity and Excellence Award in Palestine 2020. She is a Wacklet member, leader certified teacher and ambassador. She is a committee member and judge in Arab Code Week in its second round. She is a Minecraft ambassador, certified nearboard educator, Fancy ambassador, Kahoot ambassador, and one of the founders and trainers of the Microsoft Palestine team. She won the International School Award and participated in many global awards like Global Teacher, Corporation Award, and for the Palestinian teachers. She's the founder of We Are the Initiative towards the Big Team. She is the president of the Arab English Translators Association. She is the administrative in Arab Teachers Association for translators. She won the Glory certification from the Arab Translators Association. She is a trainer for the Global Irada Academy in Egypt and a digital trainer for Turkey. She has lots of achievements. She is the most influential woman of the globe, and she is a Microsoft Initiative Educator Master Trainer (MIA) for its third round, in the first, second, and third rounds. She is the coordinator of the Worldwide Green Project for Palestine and ambassador of the International Virtual Passport. She is the Peace and Goodwill Ambassador and the public moderator in the Arabic Translators Association. She is one of the winners of the Glory Certificate and Distinguished Ambassador in Arab Teachers, and lots of achievements. MashaAllah. Okay, the
Thank
list
you.
is too long.
Yes,
MashaAllah.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you,
you are
Miss
one
Wala,
of the
for
most
introducing
remarkable
me.
women. Yes. Now, it's our honor to welcome our guest speaker from Pakistan, Mr. Imran Latif, who will give us a lecture about IELTS, International English Language Testing System, talking mainly about writing task 2. And let's briefly introduce our guest. So, welcome, Mr. Imran. I will start introducing you. Okay, Art. So, we have Mr. Imran. He will give us a lecture about IELTS writing task 2. And here we have a brief introduction about Mr. Imran. He has MA in English Literature from the University of Punjab. He is a senior English teacher in Farhan Model High School and College. He is also an English teacher for the Ideal School System. He is a program producer for a news editor. He is an assistant and sub-editor and news editor for the Pakistan radio for the Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation. He is known for drafting, editing, translating, and broadcasting news. He is also known for reporting news. He has lots of social media linguistics, literature achievements. He's known for the speech therapy, translation, lesson planning, critical thinking, and creative writing. He has lots of technical education like training course for monitors and sub-editors. He has diploma in information technology and diploma in IT, mainly the advanced studies. He has attended lots of workshops and courses related to media and news. He has taken the IELTS for its general training and has got remarkable remarks. So welcome Mr. Imran to our webinar. We are honored to have you here with us today. So the stage is yours and you can start.
Okay, thank you so much for giving a wonderful introduction. I am really thankful to Arab English Teacher Association for giving me an opportunity to speak in this highly valuable session. As you have already told me about myself, who am I and what I do, uh, you have given a detailed introduction, but I would like to tell and add something more. I started teaching English and IELTS related skills to students worldwide in 2017. When COVID-19 pandemic broke out in Pakistan and in other parts of the world, I started teaching online in 2019. And after that, 2019, I started teaching online, and normally we use Zoom and Google App for teaching purposes. I have students all over the world, not only in Pakistan, but in other Middle Eastern countries, some SAARC countries, and also in South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation countries. On behalf of Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation, I have attended a number of seminars, workshops at international level, where I have been the guest speaker for IELTS four modules. They include listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And today I would just focus on IELTS writing task 2. There are so many people in the world, so many students in the world who appear in the IELTS exam, but unfortunately they get less bands in IELTS writing. They are very good in listening, speaking, reading, but unfortunately uh, they get uh, they get low bands in IELTS writing. Why this happens? What are the reasons? What is IELTS writing to a task to? Why students fail so much? And what kind of difficulties they face? What is the marking criteria? What kind of mistakes they do? This is what I am going to tell you in this session. So let me share my screen with all of you. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay. So starting from IELTS writing task 2, I have some important things which you must keep in mind. As a student of IELTS writing task 2, you must know what are four important grounds on which your essay or your writing task 2 would be marked. There are two kinds of tasks, task 1 and task 2. Task 1 are different for IELTS academic and IELTS general training, but as far as task 2 is concerned, you have the same kind of essay no matter whether you are a IELTS academic student or IELTS general training student. So as far as marking criteria is concerned, you must keep in mind four important grounds. What they are task response, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and coherence and cohesion. So now the question arises: what are they? The task response means that whatever examiner is giving you, you must be on the topic. For example, if examiner is asking you to write an essay on advantages and disadvantages, or he or she is demanding the essay on semi-argumentative type of essay, then you are supposed to write down essay in the same domain. So you are not going to write down irrelevant things. You are not going to touch irrelevant domains. You should be on the topic. This is called task response. So you should, if you are not following the criteria of the task response, examiner will not give you 25% weightage, which is very important as far as your results are concerned. The second important thing is called lexical resource. So many students already know what is lexical resource, but I will tell you lexical resource means how many synonyms you are going to utilize and use in your writing. Writing is an active productive skill, so you must try to use high level vocabulary. You must try to use different kind of synonyms in your essay. For example, if you have been asked to write down essay on the role of education in children life. So as a student of IELTS writing task 2, you must not repeat the same words again and again. For example, You can replace the word children with kids, with pupils, with juveniles, with younger generation, with youth. So there are different words which you can use. Lexical resource demands that you must try to inculcate high level vocabulary, or you must use a wide range of words in order to make your document more comprehensive and appealing. So if you are following this thing, it means that examiner will give you 25% weightage and you are going to get good bands. Another important thing is called grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical range and accuracy means how much grammatically correct you are. If you are writing correct English grammatically, you are following the rules of grammar. You know the art of writing in present,
Yes,
future, and
sorry for
past tense.
interruption, Mr. Imran. Sorry for interruption. The slides are not moving.
Okay,
Okay.
the slides are not moving. Can you see the slide which is having the four important tasks? They are
No,
include.
no, no, just the first one. IELTS writing task 2. We are seeing this one.
Okay, okay, just let me share again. Let me see
Yes.
what is the issue. Okay,
Yes, now it is visible.
okay. So I
Not,
was talking about four important grounds. I have already told you about the task response, then lexical resource. I was talking about grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical range and accuracy means your sentences should be correct grammatically. Whatever you are writing, you should follow the rules and regulations of the grammar of the English speech or writing words. It means you should not intermingle present, past, and future tense together. You should take care of present tense, past tense, and future tense, and where there is a need, you must write them down. So if you are not following the grammatical range and accuracy, again you are not going to get 25% weightage in IELTS writing task 2. The fourth and the final thing is called coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion means how much how much coherent person you are. It means that your essay is following logical sequence. Every sentence should be interconnected, and there should be a logical order in your words and sentences. For example, you are writing down advantages and disadvantages of information technology. So coherence and cohesion demands that you must write down introduction first of all, and in introduction you will write down five sentences which include background statement, then you will write down paraphrasing, then statement of advantages and disadvantages, and then promising statement. It means you are following a sequence, a logical order. Then you will move on body paragraph number 2, 3, and then finally you will write down the conclusion. So as a student of IELTS writing task 2, you will be given 25% weightage if you are following the criteria of coherence and cohesion. In this way, you can achieve very good bands if you are following these important rules. So moving on the next slide, can you tell me the next slide is visible or not? This is the next
yes,
slide.
it is
Anybody?
visible.
Okay, is it
Yes,
visible?
it is visible. Marking criteria. It is titled like this.
No, this is the slide is mistakes and don'ts of writing. I am clicking on it, but I don't know. The headline says mistakes and don'ts of writing.
No, no,
Not
no,
visible.
not. It is not visible.
Okay.
You
Again, I should.
can, you can, you can make a slideshow.
Yes, I have already made it slideshow, but I don't know
Yes.
why the slides are not moving. The next slide says mistakes and don't of writing. I hope this is visible to all of you.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes,
there are
yes.
four important things which where students commit mistakes. If you are committing these kind of mistakes, you are not going to get 7 plus bands in IELTS writing task 2. In order to get 7 plus bands, you must avoid these mistakes. So what are they? Number one, writing task 2 demands that you must write down essay with more than 250 words. But if you are writing down less than 250 words, you would be called a underlength person, a participant who is writing down underlength words. It means you are not following the instructions of the examiner. You have been asked to write down essay with at least 250 words, but as a teacher of IELTS writing task 2, I would advise you that you must write down essay with more than 280 words, and the maximum limit should be 350. So these are the ideal words. If you are writing down between 280 and 350, they are called ideal words. Number two is called off topic. Off topic, as I told you earlier, that if you are not following the topic, you are writing down irrelevant things. You have been asked to write down advantages and disadvantages of information technology, but unfortunately you are writing something else. You are touching crime domain, or you are discussing space exploration or climate change, or you are discussing media, role of media. It means you are off topic, you are irrelevant person, you are writing down irrelevant things. I would advise you, you must try to remain on the topic if you want to get higher bands. Another important thing is called illegible handwriting. It means that your handwriting is not understandable by the examiner. Whatever you are writing, your handwriting should be neat and clear and readable. Otherwise, you are not going to get good bands. And finally, there are memorized concepts. What are memorized concepts? So many students ask me, sir, what are the memorized concepts? How we can avoid them? Memorized concepts means that you are just browsing different kind of websites. You are searching the ideas from internet. You are trying to claim them and learn them from the internet. There are so many unauthentic websites in the world which are offering that they are offering different courses for the IELTS, but in fact, according to the British Council, which is the main body at international level for conducting IELTS, according to British Council, a person or a student who is just claiming ideas from the internet, he would not get good bands. So in order to avoid this thing, you must avoid cramming the things from the internet. Whatever you should try to write in your own words. Just take the ideas, take the main idea, main point, and try to paraphrase each and everything in your own words. I can tell you there are variety of words, variety of phrases which you can use, variety of connectors, short connectors, long connectors. There are phrases, and there are art of paraphrasing. You should use all of them in order to get higher bands. So these are the four important things which you must keep in mind while writing your essay. So here is the next slide. Common essay domains. Is it visible? Can anybody tell me? We have the next slide which says common essays domains.
Yes, yes, yes.
Visible? Okay.
It is
Yes,
visible.
visible.
Yes, yes, Miss Wala,
So
Miss Wala, follow him. Miss Wala, follow him, please,
Yes.
and tell him if it is visible or not. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
okay, common essay domains. There are round about more than 10 domains which are very common in IELTS writing task 2. They include health. Health means the topics which revolve around your health. They may ask you to write down an essay on obesity, or they may ask you to write what are the benefits of taking exercise, what are the benefits of taking good diet. So these kind of essays fall under the domain of health. There is an environmental related issues which are called like pollution issues, environmental pollution. These kind of essays fell under the domain of environment. So there are so many social issues as well, like unemployment, like inflation, rising prices. These are different kind of social issues which we face in our society on daily basis, like child labor, like poverty, like crime, So there are different issues which we face in our society on daily basis. So there are also behavioral issues like crime issues. There are education domain which is very common. Education domain is very common and very important in IELTS writing tasks too. We cannot ignore them. Similarly, media related field is again very important. We will discuss wildlife domain, that is also very important. So many essays and writing tasks 1 and 2 revolve around the domain of wildlife. Similarly, there are governance issues like how governments can chalk out comprehensive strategies to cope with different challenges. Similarly, there is a foreign policy of any country, how a country can make a good and sound relations with other countries in different fields, including economy, including culture, and including people-to-people contacts. These kind of essays also fall under the domain of governance issues. Similarly, there are sports and hobbies, which are very common. Technology. Technology also relates with information technology. For example, the latest gadgets, latest technology like mobile phone, laptop, internet. So these are different kind of technologies, and such essays are really very common. And then there is a traditional culture, there is a fashion and space exploration. So here we have more than 10 domains, but I will recommend you to, to focus on health, environment, education, media, and technology. These are 5 domains which are really very important. If you are a student of IELTS writing task 2, you must prepare these domains. I have written so many books which are available in the market in Pakistan. And if anybody need these books, I can send you the PDF where I have written down different background statements, ideas about different domains, and I will give you the positive and negatives of different domains, and then I will tell you different kind of word banks. Word bank means vocabulary, lexical resource. So I will provide you the list. I have written down 3 to 4 books on IELTS ideas. So moving on the next slide, collocations. So many people are unable to understand what are the collocations, but there are few people who know about it. As a student of IELTS writing task 2, you must know it. If you want to get higher bands, you must know how to how to inculcate the idea of collocations. When you mix two
Please
words,
try to move it. Try
uh,
to move it. It is not moving.
it is not moving. Okay, okay. I don't know what is the issue. So I was telling you about the collocations. Collocations are mixture of 2 or 3 words in order to make a comprehensive phrase and in order to give a meaningful phrase. For example, if I combine adjective with a noun, it will become a collocation. Like if I say that I am getting fruitful results in my IELTS writing, it means
It
a
is not
fruitful result.
visible, Mr. Imran. Sorry for
No, it's
interruption, but it is
visible.
not visible.
It's
It
No,
not
is
it's
visible.
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 Sorry.
Yes,
So it may
it's about
be.
location.
So I,
Yeah.
I, I am having. Yes, maybe the problem is with me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I hope it's visible now because my computer says its sharing is ongoing and the page is collocations. So I was telling you the collocations, which is a mixture of a phrase which is a mixture of 2 or 3 words. So if I say that fruitful results, it is a collocation. If I say that you are facing utter failure in this field, it is again a collocation. Utter failure is a collocation. If I say you are getting unexpected or unwanted results in your IELTS, again unexpected or unwanted results are good examples of collocations. So as a student of IELTS writing task 2, you will use minimum 3 to 4 collocations in your introduction, in your body paragraph, and in the conclusion if you want to get higher bands. So here is a list of different collocations. They are roundabout. There are so many collocations, but these are very common which you can use in the different domains. So this is the next slide. Can anybody tell me, is it visible? It says families. The
No,
topic,
it's not visible.
it's not visible.
No, it's not.
Okay, I have to stop sharing again and then share it again because the slides are not moving. I am seeing they are moving, but on your side, they are not working. Okay. We have assess families. I hope it's visible now. Is it
Yes,
visible?
it's visible.
Okay.
Yes.
As far as IELTS writing task 2 is concerned, there are 5 types, but if we also include the domains, subcategories and subtypes, they will become 8 in total. So we have advantages, disadvantages essay, which is also called merits and demerits or features and drawbacks essays. We are having two kind of version. First one is a simple version, and the second one is called modern version. In simple version, examiner will give you a topic and he or she will ask you to write down merits and drawbacks of this development. For example, information technology have changed the landscape of modern world. What are the advantages and disadvantages of information technology? So this is called simple version. In modern version, examiner will ask you, do you think that advantages of using information technology outweigh its disadvantages, or advantages of information technology supersede its advantages, or he or she may ask you advantages are more than its disadvantages. This is called modern version. In modern version, you are supposed to more advantages or more disadvantages as compared to advantages or disadvantages. I hope you understand what I mean to say. This is called modern version. In simple words, you will write down more advantages than disadvantages, or if you are saying that disadvantages are more, then you will write down more disadvantages than advantages. So this is called modern version. Another type of essay is called agree disagree essays. Again, in agree disagree essay we have two versions, simple version and modern version. In simple version, either you will agree with the examiner or you will disagree. For example, examiner will ask you that using mobile phones is a useful technique to stay in touch with your dear ones. Do you agree or disagree? So if you are agreeing with the examiner with the topic, you will write down 2 points in favor of the topic. But if you disagree, you say no, mobile phone is not the most useful technique. There are so many other techniques which are useful, like you can say Wi-Fi or through Zoom meetings or through Google Meet. You say mobile is not useful, rather there are other more useful techniques. So you are going to disagree with the examiner. In the case of disagree, you will write down arguments in favor of your stance. So you are going to disagree. In the modern version, what happens in the modern version? Modern version is a little bit different from the simple version. In the modern version, you add some extra details. You are not going to fully agree or fully disagree. Rather, you are going to partially agree with the topic. For example, if I say that taking exercise on daily basis is very good for your health, do you agree, or to what extent do you agree? Examiner will say to what extent do you agree or disagree. So in this scenario, you will first you will agree a little bit. You will say that taking exercise is very good for health. Yes, according to doctors, according to medical experts, taking exercise on daily basis like yoga, like strength, like aerobics, they are all very useful in order to maintain good health. But in the second last paragraph, you will slightly disagree. You will say that we cannot fully rely on doing exercise. What I believe, I strongly believe that taking balanced diet, taking good diet is also mandatory for good health. So we cannot simply rely on exercise. Rather, taking a balanced and good diet is equally important for your health. So here you are going to a little bit disagree with the topic. you will disagree a little bit, and finally you will conclude and you will give your own opinion that according to my pragmatic understanding, uh, taking exercise and taking good diet both play very vital role in maintaining a good health. So this is called a modern version. In simple words, in simple version, you go either for agree, 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 or you go for disagree, disagree, and disagree. But in modern version, you will slightly agree, agree, and then you will disagree. Rather, you will give more points. You will tell how we can achieve 100% results in order to get desired targets. So this is a difference between simple version and modern version. And there is another type of essay which is called a positive development or negative development. This is very common and it is very important. We cannot ignore development based essays. Examiner will give you a topic. Examiner will say that, like for example, some people think that some people think that using information technology for doing assignments is very good technique. Do you think it is a positive development or negative development? So if you agree with the examiner, you will say yes, it is a positive development. You will write down 2 points in favor of its positive development. But if you think no, that is a negative development, we should not use internet for assignments. Rather, we should go to library. We should consult extra books. We should we should read newspapers. We should also consult uh, electronic media. We should see useful programs and talk shows in order to enhance our knowledge. So what I strongly believe that just relying on the internet or Google is not sufficient. Rather, I disagree with this statement. According to my pragmatic understanding, going to library, reading newspapers, reading different kind of books are very important for doing good assignments. So you are going to disagree, it means that is a negative development. You are not going to agree with the examiner. Another thing is called problem-based essays. Again, it is very important. We cannot neglect it. Examiner will give you a topic and he or she will ask you what are the causes and solutions of this problem. For example, terrorism is a major problem in our society, which is causing or which is inflicting heavy loss to national economy. What are the causes and solution of this mayhem? Or examiner can ask you, do you think that inflation is is casting negative impact on national economy? What are the causes and solutions of inflation? So there are so many problems we are facing in our society, like I told you earlier, like child labor, inflation, poverty, unemployment, terrorism. These are different kind of problems which our society is facing. So you are going to write down two causes. What are the causes of unemployment? Why people are going to be unemployed? What is the reason? You will tell two reasons, and then in the second last paragraph, you will give two solutions, and finally you will conclude your essay. Finally, there is a semi-argumentative essays. Semi-argumentative essays are the most common and most important. It is very likely, I think 100, you will get 90% chance out of 100 that you will receive semi-argumentative essays, which are very common and very important. In semi-argumentative essay, examiner will give you a topic like that. Some people think that information technology is very vital for keeping you abreast of latest knowledge. Others, however, believe that media is important. Or some people think that electronic media is important. Others, however, believe that print media is more important. Some people think that exercise is important. Others, however, believe that diet is more important. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So there is a clash between two schools of thought. There is a one school of thought who is giving his own arguments, and there is another school of thought who is giving arguments in favor of his stance. So you, as a student of arts writing task 2, what do you think? You have to discuss both views and give your own opinion. Which school of thought is right and which is wrong? So this is very creative kind of essay. You will have to be very calculative and very creative while writing down this essay. In In my next lectures, if we meet again, inshallah, I will tell you in detail how we can write each and every essay, what are their structures, what are their, I mean to say, what are their uh, templates, what are their synonyms, what kind of vocabulary you can write. Today, I will just only focus on advantages, disadvantages essay. Advantages, disadvantages essay are very important. So moving on the next slide, I hope this is visible now. How to plan your essays.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So as a student of IELTS writing task 2, you will inculcate the concept of power. What is power? Power stands for P stands for planning, O for organizing, W for writing, E for evaluation, and R for rechecking. So planning means once you are getting the topic, you are not supposed to start your essay haphazardly or without any understanding. First you are going to plan your essay. For example, you will plan the essay like that. What is the type of the essay? You will think in your mind whether it is advantages disadvantages essay or whether it is semi-argumentative essay. You will plan, and then you will think about its structure. What structure you are going to follow. First you will write down introduction, and then body paragraph number 2, body paragraph 3, and then finally you are going to conclude. This is the structure. You will set the structure in your mind in 2 minutes. You are not going to waste your time. Just think and start writing. Organizing means you will organize the ideas, as well as you will recall the synonyms, what kind of lexical resource and synonyms you will put in your essay. If it is about information technology, then you will use words like www, world wide web, like browsing, like internet websites. These kind of words you will use in your essay, and then you will start writing. In the writing phase, you will write down correct grammatical English. You are not going to commit spelling mistakes. So you start writing. With the writing and evaluation, both go hand in hand. After writing down each and every sentence, you should read your sentence again, whether you are writing it correctly, whether you are following the structure, whether or not you are following the structure, which is very important. For example, first you will write down background statement, then paraphrasing, then statement of advantages and disadvantages, and then promising statement. So you are following proper structure. In evaluation phase, you will review whether you are right or wrong. This also will not waste your time. It will you can write and evaluate at the same time. And finally, examiner will ask you to conclude your essay in 40 minutes, but I will advise you to conclude your essay in 30 or 35 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes, you will recheck your essay from start to end. You will read it again, and you will highlight and pinpoint, and you will rectify your mistakes in terms of grammar, in terms of spellings. Why it is important? It is important because so many students commit mistakes unintentionally and unconsciously. For example, you are committing spelling mistakes. You know the spellings, but due to lack of time, you are committing mistakes in terms of spellings. So, in order to avoid this thing, you should recheck your essay. You can spend 5 minutes more in order to recheck your every sentence from start to end. In this way, you can get higher bands. This is called a power concept. If you are following the power concept very easily, you can get higher bands. So today we will discuss only advantages and disadvantages essay. I will tell you its structures and sentence formation. I hope my next slide is visible to all of you. The headline says advantages, disadvantages essays. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you for guiding me. Advantages, disadvantages essay. We have already told you, I have already told you there are two versions. One is a simple version and the second one is called modern version. In simple version, you will simply write down advantages and disadvantages of information technology, or you will write down positive and negative impacts of any development. It may be any topic. It may be about media. What are the positive and negative impacts of electronic media? What are the positive and negative impacts of watching cartoons? What are the positive and negative impacts of reading too much newspapers? So there are different kind of topics, but in modern version you have to write down advantages which should be more than disadvantages. Like for example, you will get a topic and examiner is going to ask you a question: do you think that advantages outweigh its disadvantages, or do you think that advantages outnumber disadvantages, or do you feel advantages supersede its disadvantages? All are the same. In such cases, you should write down two advantages and one disadvantage plus its solution. Similarly, you can write down two disadvantages or one advantage, and vice versa. It's up to you. It's up to the student how he take the topic. Every person has different understanding and every person has its own thinking. Here is the next slide. Structure of simple version. So I will only discuss the simple version today. We will have 5 paragraphs in total. Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In paragraph number 1, you will write down introduction. In introduction, you will write down 4 sentences. They are called background statement, paraphrasing, statement of advantages and disadvantages, and finally promising statement. With these 4 sentences, you can complete your introduction. In the next slides, I will tell you how to write background statement, what is paraphrasing, what are the statement of advantages and disadvantages, and what is promising statement. You will see in the next slides. In paragraph number 2, you will write down advantage number 1. For example, what is the advantage of information technology? You can write down number 1 that information technology, due to advent of information technology, life has become very much easy. In earlier days, we used to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on purchasing books, on purchasing newspapers, or things, or doing things physically. But nowadays, we have the option to download the books through Google, through Amazon, or we can subscribe Kindle or Amazon, and after the monthly subscription, we can download a lot of books. In this way, I think information technology is very cost effective. So first advantage would be the cost effective, that you are not going to spend a lot of money on books. You are not going to spend money on reading newspapers. Just see the e-paper website, and you can visit different kind of websites like CNN, BBC, Voice of America. You can browse different kind of websites and newspapers at the same time without investing money. So it means information technology is very cost effective, number 1. In the paragraph number 3, you will write down another advantage. What is the advantage of information technology? Another advantage, according to my point of view, is that it is cost effective as well as it is saving a lot of time. So time saving mechanism is also very important. If you want to read a novel, in earlier days, people used to visit libraries in order to read novels, dramas, or you have to go to market to purchase drama, poetry book, or novel. But nowadays, you have you have a novel on a single click distance. Just click on the Google, write down your favorite novel, write down it PDF form, and then you can download it very easily. It means you are saving a lot of time. You are not going to visit market or library to read your favorite books and novels. Very simple. So the first advantage was cost effectiveness, and the second advantage is time saving mechanism. Information technology is saving a lot of time as well as so saving money as well. In paragraph number 4, which is our second last paragraph, you will write down two disadvantages. Two disadvantages. What are the two disadvantages of information technology? You can write down that information technology, by using too much technology, so many health issues are generated, like our eyesights are weak and our health issues are generated, number 1. And secondly, you can say that by using too much technology, we become technophobes, we become too much, we rely too much on information technology, and we leave the tradition or trend of reading physical books which were very effective. So we are relying for each and everything on computers. we forget spellings, we forget ideas, our brain is not working. Whatever it is working, that is the Google or internet. So you are not you are not exercising your mind, you are just relying on Google. So in this way, finally you will forget the spellings, you will forget how to construct ideas, you will you will lose the very useful habit of reading physical books, novels, magazines, and newspapers. So you become technophobe, and you that is a major drawback of using too much information technology. And finally, in the paragraph number 5, you will write down summary. Keep in mind, this is not conclusion, this is a summary. There is a difference between summary and conclusion. So many people in the world, they don't know what is the difference between summary and conclusion. They think that summary and conclusion are the same thing. But according to my pragmatic understanding, summary is different while conclusion is different. How? Can anybody tell me? I have so many students, so many participants over here. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between summary and conclusion?
Yes, please. You can interact with the guest speaker. What is the difference between summary and conclusion? I will let you to open your mics. I will let you open your mics. Now you can open your mics. Say the difference between conclusion and summary. Yes, anybody? Yes, Mr. Yusuf or Muhammad? Are they the same? Is summary the same as conclusion? If so, why? If no, why? Yes. Anybody? You can write.
In my opinion, I think summary, some point is from the lesson or writing
Yes.
to sum up
So the main
what
points.
I write.
Yes. So Mr. Ahmed.
From
Ikrami, Mr. Ahmed Ikrami says that summary, it means that to sum up what he has written inside the topic or the letter, message, the article, whatever. Yes, nice. Is there anybody wants to add anything? Mr. Yusuf, open your mic, please. Unmute yourself. Yes, Miss Awatif, please. The floor is yours. Miss Awatif, Miss Nuha, Miss
Hi,
Nuha.
everybody.
Hi, Miss Awatif. Nice to meet
Thank you
you.
for this opportunity.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Actually, summary refers to the concise statement of key points of a text or an essay. The conclusion is that section of the text, which means final answer of the research question, the outline of the vital points, something like that.
Yes, thank you. Miss
You're
Nuha.
welcome.
Yes, Miss Nuha, do you want to add anything else? Miss Nuha? Yes, Miss Nuha. Unmute yourself, please.
Summary is the main point of the text. But
Yes.
uh, I think that
Yes, thank you. There are many answers in the chat box. Miss Wala,
Peace
can
be
you
upon
read
you.
some of
Hello,
them? Yes. Hello. Hi.
hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Summary is a abridged version of a text that only
Yes.
contains the main points,
Yes.
whereas the conclusion is an essential part of any document.
Thank you. Miss Wala, can you read some of the answers in the chat box?
Yes.
Okay, we
Hello.
have
Hi.
Doctor said. Okay, you can speak up.
Peace be upon you. I am Noha Amin. I think the introduction is to talk about a topic in general without personalizing it and don't mention main points. Conclusion is to sum up and talk about the benefits of the topic we talked about. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your answer. We will see. Yes, Miss Fatima.
Good evening.
Miss Fatima
Yeah, good
Abdel
evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good
Hi.
evening. It's a pleasure. Hi everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you. I think let's talk about summary first. If we talk about a problem in our essay, in the summary we talk about or handle or figure out some key keywords or key sentences that summarize, concentrated on the whole essay. In conclusion, for example, if we talk about a problem, let's student discuss about advice or a solving to the problem in the conclusion. So it's let's thinking to the student to or everyone to think about the essay. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum to all. I am Mubarak Ali from India.
Yes, go ahead.
Respected panelists, thanks for your
Yes,
invaluable insight.
welcome,
Extending my
welcome,
sincere
Mr.
thanks to the
Mubarak.
organizer for this opportunity. The summary, if you want to say in the sense, the simple word, brief statement are the main points. Conclusion, the end are the finishing note, in my own words. And thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Marwa. Miss Marwa. Marwa Yusuf. Yes, go ahead, please. Miss Marwa, you are unmuted. You can talk now. Dr. Khulud. Dr. Khulud.
Good evening, all.
Good evening. Hi.
Hi. According to the summary, let's say as if as a writer, I'm addressing, let's say, problems. A problem, whatever, let's say, difficulties that we face in online learning, for example. We state what are these problems in the introduction. Now, these problems should be mentioned in the summary. One more.
Yes.
As if I'm repeating the main point I addressed in the introduction should be mentioned in the summary. Whereas conclusion, since I'm stating problems, so I'm looking for a solution. So whenever I say, so what do we conclude? We conclude blah, that is this could be a possible solution or a suggestion. So I see this is the difference, I think.
Yes, thank you for sharing your opinions. Thank you. Yes, Miss Wala, now you can continue reading some of the messages inside the chat box, please.
Okay. Dr. Khulud said that we write the same points or ideas in the essay, and Hana says that summary is writing all the points. Ihsani said summary is to give in short paragraph what is said in the paragraph, while conclusion is the result of what is said. Dr. Khulud also continues saying conclusion as if there is a question raised before and we come up with an answer. Mr. Ahmed says conclusion is rewriting the introduction part using different vocabs. Mr. Murad says that conclusion includes a kind of solution, recommendation, or suggestion, while summary is to summarize what has been written about the topic. Sorry, I don't have the complete name. Conclusion is when you agree or disagree with the topic by giving your opinion and point of view. And Ihsani says that.
Yes, sorry. Wala, this is Dr. Mutia Nimrat from Jordan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for
Yes,
this.
welcome.
Mr. Hassan says that the summary is when we sum up the ideas of the topic, whereas in a conclusion, we can give a result or may put other questions. Mr. Khalid says that the summary is abridged version of the text that only contains the main points, while conclusion is the end or the finish of a chapter or text. He continues saying that the summary is, no, it's the same. Mrs. Astiza says that the conclusion is a summary of what has been learned.
Excellent.
This is
Thank
what
you.
is written in the chat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now let's return to Mr. Imran. Go ahead. Now the floor is yours. Yes, Mr. Imran.
Okay, thank you. I have listened to all the participants, the viewpoints which they have given. So many participants have given the right answer. I'm really very much happy that they know what is the difference between summary and conclusion, because there is a general confusion. People mix them together. They mix them together and they are unable to make a difference between these two important things. So as so many students have told that summary basically highlights the what you have given in your upper paragraphs. It should cover the focal point of every paragraph and the evidence supporting it, whatever you have written down, and it should exclude all irrelevant examples, details, and information. It means that in summary, you will not write down irrelevant information, details, or any examples. And it can make use of keywords used in the original work, but it should not use the same sentences and phrases again and again. So that is called summary. You are summarizing the main points while using the keywords. So you are not giving irrelevant examples and details. This is called summary. On the other hand, conclusion is little bit different. We give the results, like conclusion refers to the epilogue which is given at the end of something to deduce the finding on which conclusion you have come. It forms part of the thought process which combines all the points discussed so as to reach a comprehensive idea or statement. For example, in very simple words, in advantages, disadvantages essay, you write down two advantages and two disadvantages. It is a balanced, and you will write down summary. Very simple. But in modern version, you will write down two advantages or three advantages, but you will write down only one disadvantage. It means advantages are outweighing disadvantages, and it simply means that you are reaching on a
Yes,
conclusion.
sorry, your voice is not clear.
Not clear? Okay.
Yes.
Let me check my internet. It's okay. It's giving full signals.
Yes, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
So I was telling you the difference. The conclusion. In conclusion, you write down your a comprehensive idea or statement. It refers to an epilogue which is given at the end of something. What findings you have deduced and deduct. It forms part of the thought process which combines all points discussed. So it is a final step in the process of reasoning in which judgment, decision, or opinion is formed after complete investigation and consideration. Very, very simple. Just take the example of modern version in which you write down more advantages than disadvantages. So you reach on a conclusion instead of summary. You reach on a conclusion according to your investigation, according to your consideration, according to your judgment that advantages of information technology outweigh its disadvantages. So it means you will write down conclusion, but in symbol version, you will write down summary. You are going to summarize the 2 points in which you have discussed in your paragraph number 2 and 3. So that is the difference between summary and conclusion. Uh, Here I would like to give you some. My screen is visible or not? I don't know.
Yes, it is in
Is
the
it
structure of simple version.
Okay, so I will directly jump on a topic and I would involve all the participants in the discussion. We have a topic. Topic says people nowadays prefer to read books on computer and paper-based books are not popular. What are advantages and disadvantages of this approach? This is the topic. This is called advantages disadvantages essay. I will ask from the participants, please tell me any two advantages. You are not you should not ask questions from each and every participants. Just ask questions from any two participants. What are the advantages of reading books on computer? Can anybody tell me what is the what are two advantages and two disadvantages? This is the question from my side. So I will tell you how to write, how to complete your essay. Anybody? Can anybody tell me what is the advantage of reading books on computer?
Is there anybody who would like to answer? We have a topic. We are discussing the advantages and disadvantages of reading books on computer. Okay, is there anybody who would like to answer?
Okay, it's okay. I have short time, so I have to move forward. I will tell you what are the advantages and disadvantages of this approach. I will tell myself. So you are going to write down essay on advantages and disadvantages. This is the next slide. I hope it's visible to all of you. It's overview of sentence formation. How you are going to form your own sentences. Number one is called the background statement. In the background statement, you will write down a statement which will link you with your main topic. For example, you can write down sentence like that. World has become a global village due to different inventions and discoveries in the field of information technology. Or you can write down a mixture of complex and compound sentence like that. The swapping impacts of modern information technology have changed almost all mechanisms of regular life, but its integration is exceptionally evident in the field of virtual reading. This is called background statement. Background statement can be simple as well as complex. It's up to you. If you are writing down very simple, you will get less bands, you will get low bands. If you are using high vocabulary and you are using a mixture of complex and compound sentences, you are putting collocations, you are using all the formulas of the lexical resource, you will get higher bands. And then you will paraphrase the given statement, but before paraphrasing, you will give a connector. That connector may be a short connector or long connector, like in this context, in this frame of reference, or given what has been said. After that, you will paraphrase your topic. This was your topic. People nowadays prefer to read books on computer and paper-based books are not popular. So you are going to change the words.
We have some answers in the chat. Can I read them?
Yes, you can read them.
Okay. Some people said that this is a saving of money, easy to hold. You can keep many books in one place, and ebook, which means that it's flexible for us to read. Okay, so these are some of the answers we have in the chat.
Very good, very good. I agree with them. Uh, while reading the PDF on computer, you are saving a lot of time. They are very cost effective, as I told you earlier. You are not investing a lot of money and a lot of time. You are utilizing your time. You are saving money. You are saving time. So they are very cost effective. Number one, and the second advantage is that you are saving money and you are saving time at the same time. So they are cost effective as well as they are saving your resources and time. And as far as disadvantages are concerned, there are two disadvantages. According to my pragmatic understanding, according to my narrative, as far as my stance is concerned, I believe that information technology is putting negative impact on your health, on your eyesight. you are having a weak eyesight as a result of too much using internet or computer screen. Number one. And the second disadvantage is that uh, your focus is not, you are not fully attentive while reading books on computer. You are doing multitasking, your focus is deviated, you are using the, you are watching YouTube, you are watching lectures, you are using a lot of things at the same time. It means you are not fully attentive. So this is called focus deviation. So the concept of focus deviation, the element of focus deviation is very important. This is the negative effect, or this is the disadvantage of using computers for reading purpose. So in the next uh, sentence, you will write down two advantages and two disadvantages in the single paragraph. Sorry, in the single sentence, which I have told you. And then you will write down the promising statement. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. In the promising statement, you will make a promise that in the next paragraphs, I will highlight what kind of, what I will highlight these features and drawbacks in an elaborative manner with specific details and explications. So in this way, you can complete your introduction in 4 sentences. Background statement, paraphrasing, statement of advantages and disadvantages, and finally promising statement. And then you will move on body paragraph number 1, in which you will write down first advantage, which was cost effective. I have written down some sentences. You will just read them and then inculcate your ideas in them. You just have to fill in the blanks, and your results is, and your work is okay. For example, you can write down the fundamental benefit interlinked with the concept of virtual reading is cost effectiveness, or is a money saving mechanism, that you can save a lot of money while browsing books on computer. Verily, to explicate it further, as a matter of facts, these are 3 connectors. You can choose any one of them. Verily is also very good. Or to explicate it further, as a matter of fact, here you are going to explain the idea. This is called niche structure: narration, explanation, example, and summary. You are narrating the incident, you are explaining it, and then you are giving the example. Take the instance of, you are giving example from your own society. You are saying that, take the instance of Amazon or Kindle, that after monthly subscription you can download a lot of books with very little price. In this way, you are saving a lot of money. And then finally, you will summarize it. Thus, it is proven that this specific subject, is having obvious advantage. This is the body paragraph number 1, and you will move on next paragraph, in which you will write down another advantage. So you are not supposed to put connector like secondly. Furthermore, these are cheap connectors. They are very common. I will suggest you to write down appealing phrases, very good phrases, excellent phrases like another worthwhile contribution, or another worthwhile advantage. Another positive yield associated with the concept of virtual reading is related to time saving mechanism. They are saving our resources. So to explain it further, to explicate it further, or to elaborate it further, it is an unwavering fact that here you will explain your idea, and then you will give example like that. So it is evidently proved that you will give example, and then you will summarize it. Example should be from your own society, from your daily routine, and then you will summarize it like that. So it is evidently proven that advantages of virtual reading are very strong and powerful. In the second last paragraph, you are going to conclude your essay. You are going to write down 2 drawbacks, 2 disadvantages in a single paragraph. It will contain 2 or 3 sentences, not more than 2 or 3 sentences. You can say that along with myriads of pros, the practice of virtual reading has certain drawbacks as well. The most evident disadvantage of virtual reading is that they are casting negative impact on our health. As a result of, if using too much information technology for reading purpose, it is casting negative impact on our eyes. And another worthwhile impact is that uh, that is related to focus deviation. It means that you are doing multitasking and you are wasting your focus. You are not fully attentive. Your tempo is broken. Ultimately, your focus is deviated. So you are not fully attentive. This is another drawback which you should write down in a single sentence. And then finally, this is the last slide of today's lecture. I hope it's visible. In summary, you will write down in summary to summarize, and you will complete the sentence while summarizing the main ideas of body paragraph number 2 and 3. What kind of two advantages and two disadvantages you have given, you will write down in one sentence, and then you will summarize the entire passage in one sentence. That realistically, as a matter of fact, to be honest with you, conclusively, or you can write down realistically, it can be contended that the trend of reading books and computer, or trend of visual reading, or trend of using electronic machines for reading purpose enmeshes both positive and negative attributes. Enmeshes means contains. This trend contains both negative and positive aspects. Attributes means aspects. So you must use a different synonyms, different vocabulary every time in order to give impression on the examiner that you are having a very wide range of vocabulary. So if you are having a wide range of vocabulary, examiner will give you 25% weightage. So I would love to give you assignment. Those who are very much interested in IELTS writing task 2, they should do this assignment as a homework. People nowadays prefer to read books on computer, and paper-based books are not popular. What are advantages and disadvantages of this approach? Those who want to solve this assignment, they are highly encouraged, and I would welcome you if you solve this assignment in your home. In this way, I would be able to check your assignments and give you bands as well. So this was all from my side. If anybody has any question, he or she can ask.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Imran. It was a really very amazing presentation and very helpful one. Thank you very much. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And thanks for Miss Wala for moderating this session. Before asking questions from our attendees, let's appreciate our guest speaker with this appreciation certificate. Is my screen visible, Miss Wala? Miss
Yes.
Wala?
Yes,
Yes,
it's visible.
yes. Yes, it is from the Arab English Teachers Association, AETA, and me from Shawqia Hawawre, the president of this association. We are so honored and glad to award this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Imran Latif from Pakistan in recognition of his outstanding contributions and delivering this lecture, which was titled IELTS Writing Task 2, which was held on this date, 4th of September. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will join us more and more. And also, there is another certificate of appreciation for Miss Wala Yaqba from Palestine in recognition of her outstanding contributions and moderating this lecture. And thanks a lot, Miss Wala. You were really very distinguished. Thank you, and hope to be moderator another time with us. Thank you very much. Now, the time is for asking questions. Okay, please raise your hands. Our attendees, raise your hands, and you can ask whatever you wish. Yes, Miss Wala, see who is raising his hand.
Some people are asking for a copy of the PowerPoint. If Mr. Imran can send it.
Yes, he will
Yes.
answer. Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Imran,
I
are you
can.
with us?
Yes, I can provide the copy of PowerPoint. It's available in the PDF form, and those who need it, I can send them directly on their number. I can also send them email through email, or I can also send to you, and you can forward them to the interested
Yes, of
members.
course.
It's available.
Please, so can you write your email inside the chat box now?
We
Yes,
have
yes,
his
I can
phone
write it
number
down.
on WhatsApp.
Yes, but not
Yes,
all
yes.
of them may be in our WhatsApp, so he can write his email. It is better.
Here is my email. My email is that editorpbcnews@gmail.com. It's editorpbcnews@gmail.com. Uh, and now I would like to say thank you to all of you. I have to leave now because I have some crucial guests at my home. They are knocking the door.
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately, I
Thank
have
you.
to leave
Thank you
now.
very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Imran. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you for
Each and
accepting our
everyone.
invitation, and congratulations for our attendees from all over the world. Those are some of their certificates. Congratulations. Those who filled the
Thank
form
you.
correctly can receive their certificates via the email that they wrote inside the form. Thank you very much. Yes, you can leave. You can leave. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Congratulations. So those are samples of the certificates. Yes, thank you very much. I will stop the recording now.